Hey there, Sharam, Namdarian here in a big old Udi. For those who don't know, on Instagram, there's this thing called auto-generated captions. Now, they always get my name wrong, and I can't edit them. I don't want to edit them currently. But let's see what happens if I really just try and speak my name really slowly. Can they get my name right? Sharam Namdarian. We'll see. Anyway, this video I wanted to talk about how attraction being a physical thing is actually non-physical before it's much more physical. And we're going to be talking about the energy of attraction, the magnetism behind it, and just how this phenomena between human beings, let me just adjust this. How this phenomena between human beings is one of my most favorite and interesting and intricate just things of the world. We're also going to be talking about it in the lens and light of emotional healing, in which I love. It's my bread and butter. It's how I view the world, and it's how I coach. But it's one of these things that if you can understand attraction through emotional healing, fucking 90% of the work is done. I swear to God, if this stuff becomes mainstream, the stuff I'm talking about, I swear to God, a lot of relationship problems and issues will be ironed out. And if they are desired to be there, by most people, if they are desired, they will be conscious. It's like becoming in an unhealthy relationship becomes so fucking intolerable that someone has to either change that relationship or escape it or do something about it, and the next relationship they come into is very aligned. But if you are single, for example, just understanding how this works, understanding the emotional healing aspect of this, to be honest, it's the gold mine. It works for you now, you don't work for it now. And that's the basis of my work. I want life to be easier. I want life to work as it should, not as we think it should. But before I get into it, I do want to talk about my own history with this. My own understanding with this was when I was a young warthog and single and ready to mingle, breaking hearts and having my heart broken, making all kinds of interesting experiences. Long story short, I discovered that there was a lot of trying on my behalf. I was always trying to meet people. I was always trying to be Captain Social, just trying to really put myself out there. And while there's nothing wrong with that, the place that I put myself out there was trying to prove something to myself. This is why I often say people who've got something to prove to themselves, they'll find people to prove themselves to. Like it's cosmic alignment is what I refer to connections as. It will align, the people that you connect with will often align to how your beliefs. Now, what your beliefs are. Now, are there exceptions to this? Of course. There are really problematic relationships that good people find themselves in. But we often get stuck in these things and we're unable to see the red flags because we are blocked. Blocked emotionally, blocked physically, blocked something. And so it's quite hard for people who are blocked to become very visible, to notice this. For example, often when I'm working with someone and will heal an interesting part of themselves, they'll realize that the person that maybe they were chasing who wasn't necessarily good for them the entire time was telling them that they weren't good for them, but they were like closed off to the idea. Now, when I was single and ready to mingle, I learnt that very, very quickly, and I'm pretty sure, I'm surprised no one else was able to see this. Maybe I'm just attuned to this. That when I was trying to meet people, what would happen is if I had some emotional breakthrough when it came to friends, family, or something like that, pretty soon I met someone. Despite all the trying, despite all the impact or the effort I put into it, because I was a serial dater. But I would meet someone. Similar thing if I had a breakthrough with my dating life. Some suddenly my other relationships just worked a lot easier. And it was very, very, and you'll hear me use the word a lot on this channel or just from me in general, it was very synchronistic. It was perfectly and cosmically aligned to suit my needs at the time and my desires at the time, which at the time was to prove myself, to try and learn some things. So if you're trying to learn some things, what you'll do, you'll end up attracting and meeting people to learn things from. That, ironically, was one of my big breakthroughs when it came to meeting my amazing partner now, was I realized this entire time I was trying to learn some things. So I was almost attracted to and seeking out people that were just not right for me. And long story short, in the end, then I met someone amazing and it just works really easily now. So the emotional healing aspect of relationships and why attraction is non-physical before it's physical is there's an energy to it. There's an energy to attraction which I find the most interesting and most fascinating thing. I like to think of it like a closet full of clothing. If your closet is full, right? If your closet is full, you can't possibly fit more clothes in there. Or you can try, you can do your best to cram it in there, but it doesn't necessarily, like, it's hard to sort of see what's going on. The closet we're talking about are our beliefs and understandings about relationships. For example, a lot in my older videos where I was like, do this, do that. Have you ever thought about texting this particular text message? What I often noticed is there's a lot of people out there with very interesting beliefs. Like a lot of guys will say, oh, but girls will text, but they'll never organize dates. And then girls will say, guys will text, but they'll never organize dates. And these beliefs we have essentially create what we call a tunnel vision. Because we believe that, we will then create confirmation bias, where we almost seek out those experiences that align with that. So we'll create this tunnel vision and we'll see. It's like, see, there's an example. See, there's an example. And these beliefs not only block us from seeing the situations for how they actually are, but these beliefs also block us from knowing what to do. And these beliefs also block us from allowing those relationships into our life. And I do say allowing because more often than not, I'll find when I heal someone, when I work with someone to heal their blocks towards a relationship, it's like that person that they're seeking or the relationship or whatever it is, whether it's temporary, where it's personal, or whether it's long-term, whatever it is, ends up just essentially happening. Ends up just like coming into their life. It just flows. It's like someone they knew that they knew, or whether they suddenly realize that they're just open to meeting people more often. It's like, it doesn't necessarily matter. This is why often in my personal life, I'll often say, like, oh, the universe writes it better than I do. Because it's like, I can't express how perfectly the alignment is. It's like, you'll meet someone who like hits all the right buttons, who needs all the right things that you need, and who wants all the things that you want, if you have the emotional space for it. If the blockages are not there, I often describe this stuff like a pipe. We have a pipe between you and me. You can put your hands out if you want between the screen so we can connect our arms up. We have a pipe, and all these little beliefs are blocking the pipe, the flow of love, the flow of relationships. These little tiny, tiny beliefs. And this even affects just your dating life in general, because you can try and use these ideas to essentially manifest a belief, manifest a relationship. Whether you go to them, they come to you, it doesn't matter. That's what I sort of use the word manifest. A lot of people use the word manifest like it's a law of attraction. It's coming to me. It's like, well, sometimes you got to go to them. And you'll know, it'll feel different. I use this word because it feels just so fucking different to have this flowing relationship. But you can even use this, say, for example, in your dating life, social life. Say you are someone who's got something to prove about yourself. Or say you are someone who's got a lot of social anxiety and you want to connect. You want to be the driving agent behind the connection. Well, all these little blockages that we have around relationships, or even dating, are the things that block them from being created. So, for example, it's like, oh, the guys are always like, guys have to do the first talk. I remember when I removed that block, essentially, it's like people started to come to me. Men, women, who doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Before that, I was always like, oh, I always have to do the effort. I've even joked with my partner. It's like, even there are some situations where I notice I have a blockage towards various aspects of the relationship. So it might be that I feel like I always have to do the thing. So if she wants to do the thing, I almost subtly reject her, reposition the situation, so that way then I can do the thing. And that's happened many times before. And then I realize that's a blockage. I surrender. I let myself process that and realize that the entire time she loved me and she didn't fucking care. That's what ends up happening. It's like we have all these beliefs, we have all these feelings and ideas and things about what other people are thinking. And most of the time, they love you, they don't care. They only care because you positioned them to care. And that's the thing. In relationships or in dating, for example, we position the other people almost. Like, it's like, you like me too much. I'm uncomfortable with being liked. Can you like me less so I can feel like I can chase you? You see on TikTok all the time, there's like a lot of those memes who are like, guy who likes me, guy who what is the word? Who ignores me? Come here, baby. What's interesting about that is there's this alignment. So what do we talk about? Attraction, the energy of attraction. The interesting energy of attraction, like I say, energy, the attraction is non-physical before it comes physical. Now, this does not always mean physical beauty. Do you have to be beautiful to be attractive? Some people would be hell fucking bent that that's the truth. For example, I'm in the Reddit r/bold. I'm a regular commenter on there. I love it. I love seeing the before and after photos. I've talked about this in the other video, ironically, wearing the same hoodie. The other day, I got a message from a guy who's like, you should just get a hair transplant and this day your dating life will be better. I'm like, bitch, you don't fucking know who you're talking to. I was like, I'm done. I do not need to reply. But if someone needs that in order to feel attractive about themselves, like, look, just do what you got to do. Let the baby have their bottle. But to tell yourself you must be a certain way to be attractive or to attract the attention or the desire or whatever it is you want is like ego. It's a mental game. Now, there are some people who are born with, we can say lucky genetics. The people who are like, ooh, I'm naturally beautiful. Look at this. Oh, my example. I got hair. And I would say this person would spend that time observing, looking in the mirror, having a lot of people telling them that they're attractive. They're telling themselves that they're attractive. They essentially cultivate this energy. Now, does it equate to relationships? Does it equate to attraction? Not always. That's interesting. Not always. Because they can believe that they are attractive, but they believe that, people are just using them for their looks. So therefore, their tunnel vision creates and curates and circulates the relationships in their life that not only support that belief, but empower that belief. And now empowerment is not always a positive word. You can empower a negative belief and constantly keep empowering a negative belief. So what do? What are the take-home steps? Here, if you are watching this video, honestly, be more mindful. What are your beliefs about relationships? And then surrender. Surrender to those feelings. Those negative feelings, no matter how fucking dark about relationships, to let them heal themselves. This is my tool for not only like my tool for coaching, my tool for teaching people how to fucking heal themselves, but also my tool for my own life. I live and breathe this beyond more than you can possibly fucking imagine. This is the mechanism of healing, and we will systemize together, you and me, together. We will fucking systemize the healing of the world, because this is a simple process. It is what happens when we are at our most darkest. We never want to feel the thing, and then we finally fucking feel the thing, and we are healed. But when it comes to relationships, what ends up happening? Be mindful and surrender. You can say that's 2 steps. Really, it's just surrender. It's the feeling of like, I'm feeling really nervous. Surrender to the feeling. Once the nerve subsides, the cycle completes itself. You might realize, hey, wait a second, being nervous ain't so bad. I've done a lot of videos and stuff and talks on confidence. I always say, look, confidence is fine, but like being comfortable with lack of confidence is fucking better, because it's like when my cycle with my own journey with confidence, my cycle has completed itself. I am comfortable knowing that lack of confidence is temporary, and maybe it's just a figment of the mind where I'm telling myself I have lack of confidence, and then I'm observing with my tunnel vision to see and witness only experiences that reaffirm that belief, that empower that negative belief. That's a very interesting thing. So you could say the 2 steps, be mindful, surrender. I say really 1 step, just fucking surrender. Let yourself process those fucking emotions that are deep down inside you. But in this video, it's a call to action about your relationships, and it's a call to action about your dating life if you are single and ready to mingle, and even if you're in a fucking relationship. Are you dating your partner? Yeah, I'd fucking hope so. I say that tongue-in-cheek because my partner, here's small facts about my life. My partner's always like, we got to have date nights every Tuesday. I like... every Tuesday. She likes to know why I'm like, I like the spontaneity of it all. But like, if we come together and it's very beautiful, you know? That was my blockage. I was like, oh, it's too structured. It's too structured. Now I've surrendered. I've processed it. I know that there's nothing wrong with structure. In fact, my lack of availability to structure was actually limiting my availability in the relationship. So this is one of my most favorite topics when it comes to emotional healing and dating. So if you did like this video, please let me know if there's something you learned, a blockage, for example. What's a belief you feel about your relationships? Just write it down. Be brave. Be fucking vulnerable. Or if you are brave, be yourself. What's a belief you have about relationships that doesn't serve you? Is it oh, I feel it's... I'm always trying. They don't put the effort. I swear to God, it's so fun. So fun. When someone surrenders to that belief that I'm always the one trying and they never, whatever, they surrender to it. They process that emotion. They realize that they never let the other people try. Or they become more emotionally available to see and let the other people try in their life to make it happen. It's interesting. It's very fun. But yeah, so please let me know a belief or something you have. And as always, leave a like, subscribe if you are new to this channel. It really helps me get my ego up because I'm like, yes, that number, little subscribe number. Let's get it bigger. But also, I have various online courses if you want to learn more. One of my favorite ones that I really recommend to people, if you don't want to work with me privately, which I'm still currently reworking my doors. My doors are open, but I'm still currently reworking my coaching program. But in the meantime, check out my online course, Unlock Your Desires. It's all about surrendering to the desires, because often we don't get what we want because we don't fucking know what it is. But also, I haven't been saying, sometimes we don't get what we want because we're afraid of admitting to ourselves what we actually truly want. And that's really important. So there's a course where I lead you through a surrender process. It's very systemized to help you unblock those certain desires, to let yourself starting to manifest those things in your life. Remember, I use the word manifest. They come to you, or you go to it. It doesn't matter. It can be rooted in the realm of physicality, or it can be rooted in the realm of spirituality. Usually it doesn't really matter. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you've come all of this way, give yourself a pat on the back. You are one of my favorite people, or at least you are a good person. I don't know you. It's a video. So I'll see you soon, and bye.